Okay, welcome to Cinema Gulp today. This is John.
And this is Ben.
And today we're going to do a quick shot review of Sausage Party.
Welcome, shoppers.
Ketchup, mustard, sausages and buns.
I can't be everything you want me to be. I can't be.
Get them straight, boys! Hey, look at this! We've got one!
Yes, we're chosen!
In a sea of animated films aimed at children, but also strategically written with sidecar humor for their parents, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg attempt to flip the genre on its ass and re-aim it at adults only. I stress adults only because there's nothing in Sausage Party for anyone under the age of 18. I would even stress that the young, tender age of 18 may even be too young for some of the absurdity in this one. John, what did you think of Sausage Party?
So what did I think of Sausage Party? I thought Sausage Party had its moments. It was humorous at times, but if you've ever seen a movie by Evan Goldberg and Seth Rogen, this writing team, it falls in line with kind of the crass, crude sense of humor that they brought to their last 4 or 5 movies. If you're up for a lot of profanity and a lot of sex jokes, then you might find this movie funny. I did like that it played out like a Pixar movie, like that element that they did. The animation looked great. It had an easy to follow story with subtle attempts at witty, clever humor, but most of it I think was crass and profane. Number of characters that were fun along the way. The movie kind of starts out slow, introduces you to only a few characters that didn't really pop for me, but then once you kind of get these characters going on more of the adventure of the film, and they're introduced to a few buddies along the way. I think the movie started to come together a bit more. Additions of these new characters kind of made the cast feel a little bit more colorful at that point and more lively.
I had a fun time watching Sausage Party for the most part. I did feel that it started out really slow. A couple of the opening gags that it tried to create in order to get us into the world, I thought, just didn't hit the mark right. And when you do that and you start the movie out like that with people in the theater kind of, hearing crickets, that was a little bit of a red flag for me at first. It did pick up, and some of the really good quote unquote action scenarios were played out really great, and I think you and I were laughing the hardest at some of those ones. I was surprised at the fact that a lot of the humor wasn't as smart as I was hoping it would be. I think a lot of people were thinking the idea of Seth Rogen trying to get this project off the ground for many years to sort of start this or restart this kind of adult Pixar-style animation films. I think we were expecting him to really paralleling those kids' movies, but kind of subtly bringing in the adult humor. But this one, it kind of just repeatedly kicks you in the fucking balls over and over and over again with the word fuck constantly.
Oh, Jesus, fuck! You fucking whore!
Fuck, motherfucker.
You don't wanna fucking know.
I finally got my dream. I have a bunch of hot dogs saying the word fuck over and over and over again. So it's funny,
He did truly
but
get his dream. Yeah, I think that there's been better attempts in the past to do this same kind of style. Obviously, something like South Park and Team America, I think, just had a different level of intelligence that they brought to the story they're telling. Those films also have very crass, crude moments, but it just works with a different wit and a different level of cleverness.
I laughed a lot, and I thought a lot of the characters were great. Without giving anything away, there's a character that Bill Hader voices that I thought was really funny, and he's kind of the central core of the storytelling aspect of it.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Fuck me, right?
To me, the best dialogue came from that character. Yeah. It was well written. And then you have a couple different catalysts. They play off that Pixar. Michael Cera, for instance, is kind of like the scrawny little pipsqueak hot dog, and I thought he was perfect because he's got that kind of voice for that anyway. He's that character in real life. He should do more voice stuff because he has that nice like animated voice presence or whatever. But you had him as kind of like the outside catalyst, then you had Seth Rogen doing his just constantly screaming Seth Rogen shtick.
Yeah, he did his shtick. Kristen Wiig kind of did her shtick, but I thought she was very funny.
I thought she was
some
really funny.
Hilarious lines at times.
She was great.
Her attitude that she kind of brings to that character at times was really funny. There was other standout characters. There's 2 characters they meet along the the way, played by a bagel and some flatbread. And we don't really necessarily want to give away who voices those characters, but I think that their dynamic was really funny throughout the movie. It does push some boundaries towards the end of the film with those two characters. I thought they were great. Just the addition that they brought to every scene they were in was really funny and really started to liven up the movie. I think those were the two characters that helped do that.
I agree, because those are the characters that fall into that, like the sidekicks of, like, you know, they get this little team together and they go on this adventure, and those two characters played great with their banter off each other until, like we said, certain points things just kind of
But the whole
derail.
movie's over the top. By the time those characters are pushed to their limit, the whole movie's gone off the rails. And that is one thing we should point out, is a lot of the humor in this film, even it induces you to laugh, but it's because of its absurdity. It's not necessarily because it's clever or witty. And I think that wears off on further viewings of a film. If it's not clever, the absurdity is just going to wear off.
I completely agree, and that was my biggest disappointment. I don't like to say it was a disappointment because I enjoyed it, but that's exactly what it was. Is like, you would expect so many more jokes to hit home here, and there was more failures than ones that really worked. And not only that, a lot of the times I found myself laughing out loud during this movie was simply because of the absurdity of the scene, not necessarily the wit or how good the humor was. It was like the things that I'm seeing on screen, I can't believe I'm looking at right now, so I would chuckle. That's kind of like shock value humor. That's not what I would expect from those guys that have written movies that I've enjoyed. It looks good. They got some really top animators. It looks cool. You know, all the surroundings, the atmospheres look good. It looks like maybe not up to the quality of Pixar, but something close to, like right next to it.
Yeah, no, it definitely looks polished and professional. And, you know, if you took the dialogue out of the film and put it up there on the screen without kids knowing, it would look like any other kids movie that's out there, that's for sure. There was a lot of other actors that, you know, well-known actors that did voices in this film. Selma Hayek has a great role.
She was great.
In the film,
She was great.
Which was a lot of fun. Pretty much everybody that you know, there's some great performances by actors that I didn't know that turned out to be really funny.
We may be in the minority. We didn't absolutely love it, but I did get some enjoyment out of it.
Yeah, as did I. I definitely enjoyed certain aspects of it. Enjoyed a lot of the characters were fun. The concept is nothing super original, and I think that if you're going to make this attempt where you're selling a film that looks like it's for kids, then you should have the actual storyline, and the concept of the movie in general should be something pretty original. I do think that for this writing team, the directors aren't anybody I really know that much, but the writing team behind this, I've seen a number of their movies, some hit, some miss. I thought this was okay for what they put out. Almost every single movie that they put out in the last 5 or 6 years seemed to, by the end, push some button on me where I just find it crude and crass and kind of turn off to their style and their sensibility of humor by the end of the film.
Well, this one is pretty much status quo on that.
For the audience chuggability, I'm going to say that this was just on the mark for thirst quenching. I don't think it's too deep into that. I think it's kind of a take it or leave it. If you want to go see something that will have you laughing, but you really need to be up for kind of a crude, profane style of humor, then go check this out in the theater. Otherwise, maybe wait for it on video.
I echo John's comments exactly. I'm giving it a thirst quencher. Everything he said is the exact reason why.
And then for my Gulp score, I would give this a 5.5.
And for my Gulp score, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 6. Okay, everybody, that was Cinema Gulp's quick shot review of Sausage Party. Thanks so much for listening. As always, please leave us a comment down in the comment section below. Hit the like if you like this video. Share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to us here at Cinema Gulp. For Cinema Gulp, this is Ben.
And this is John. We drink your cinema.
Strictly collard greens and a occasional steak.
Goes on my plate. Asparagus tips look yummy, yummy, yummy.
Candy yams inside my tummy.
A collage of good eats, some snacks, some nice treats.
Applesauce and some nice red beets.
This is what we snacked on when we're questing.
No second guessing. I don't eat no ham.